Mike Conley has traded twice before buyout, cleverly navigating around league rules, and is now preparing to return to his old team, the Timberwolves, after reaching a buyout with the Hornets. If this ultimately goes through, the NBA may very well introduce yet another new rule, this time, the Conley Rule. Back in 2005, the Boston Celtics traded Gary Payton to the Hawks in exchange for Antoine Walker. Atlanta then immediately waived Payton, who re-signed with the Celtics 3 days later on a veteran minimum deal, allowing Boston to effectively acquire Walker at almost no cost. The league quickly realized there was a loophole. It responded by updating its trade restrictions, mandating that a player who is traded and then waived must clear a 30-day waiting period before re-signing with his original team, preventing an immediate return. This became known as the Gary Payton Rule. But in 2009, the rule had to be strengthened again. That year, the Cavaliers, pushing for a championship, traded their longtime center Ilgauskas to the Wizards. Not long after the deal was completed, Washington waived Ilgauskas. To technically comply with the Gary Payton Rule, Cleveland waited 1 month before re-signing him on a minimum contract. This trade, waive, wait, return maneuver once again caught the league's attention. As a result, the NBA further tightened the rule: a player who is traded cannot rejoin his original team in the same season, regardless of whether he is waived or bought out. At the time, it seemed the league had completely shut the door on quick post-trade returns. And yet, here we are, Conley has found a way around it. The Timberwolves first traded him to the Bulls. The Bulls then sent Conley to the Hornets. Now, Charlotte is preparing to reach a buyout agreement with him. Under league rules, Conley is prohibited from signing with the Bulls this season, but he is allowed to return to Minnesota. After 3 team changes, Conley has sidestepped every existing restriction. While this scenario is extremely rare, if it happens, the league may once again be forced to amend its rulebook. At its core, Conley's potential return to the Timberwolves exploits an exception created by multiple team transfers, fully compliant with the letter of the law, yet still enabling a player to rejoin his former team. The league's original intent in updating these rules was to balance player mobility with competitive fairness, specifically to block teams from trading players only to have them return via buyouts. No one anticipated that Conley and the Timberwolves would still manage to identify a loophole. From Gary Payton, to Ilgauskas, and now to Conley, it's clear that NBA rulemaking is an evolving process, one that constantly needs refinement. Many commentators believe that regardless of whether Conley ultimately returns to Minnesota, the buyout restriction rules are very likely headed for another update. Because whether it's 1 trade or 3 trades, a player returning to his former team through a buyout still undermines competitive balance. If such practices are allowed to stand, teams could eventually use them as tools to dodge luxury taxes or manipulate cap structures. From a long-term league perspective, the emergence of a Conley Rule feels inevitable. For a 38-year-old veteran, this maneuver alone may be enough to etch Conley's name into NBA history. After all, when his career is over, future fans may struggle to fully appreciate his on-court legacy. But if his name becomes synonymous with a rule change, then every time a player is bought out, people will remember the Conley Rule.